My name's Jude Carter. On a perfectly ordinary Tuesday, I came home early from a Dallas work trip with a plan, roses from Mrs. Petra's shop, and a surprise for my wife, Sienna. The conference wrapped early. The cab ride was all Austin chatter about volleyball and traffic, and I was feeling like the good husband cliché. The house looked normal. Too normal. Inside, the air felt charged, like a storm was about to break. On the living room chair, a suit jacket I didn't recognize, hand-stitched initials inside the pocket, AV. I climbed the stairs with my suitcase in one hand and the roses in the other, heart kicking at my ribs. I opened our bedroom door, Sienna, in our bed, with Adrian Voss, her CEO. He looked right at me and smirked like he'd already won. I didn't shout. I didn't throw anything. I pulled out my phone and said, calm as stone, "I just sent your wife a video of you two." Adrian's phone lit up and rang. He hit speaker without meaning to. "What am I looking at, Adrian?" Marina Voss's voice, cold and precise, he stammered. She cut him off. "Don't come home." Click. I told him to get out. No yelling, no scenes. He scrambled and he was gone. Sienna whispered my name like a magic word that could undo facts. It couldn't. At 3 in the morning, I sat in the kitchen staring at the clock and felt my life divide into before and after. A packed, over-expensive coffee. I drove to Marina's townhouse. She opened the door like she'd been expecting me. We sat in a designer kitchen that looked like a magazine spread. She poured coffee that tasted like money and asked the only question that mattered. How long? We did the work. Calendars, statements, receipts. Her client dinners lined up with Sienna's late nights. Gifts that never reached Marina. Lake weekends billed as team building, 6 months at least. Marina didn't cry, didn't rage. She strategized. "No public scenes," she said. "No social media. We deliver consequences, not drama." She gave me a card. Amara Quinn, divorce attorney. "She's expensive." "She's worth it." And Jude, don't let them manage this. They made their choice. Now we make ours. Lawyered up Amara's office felt like a legal fortress. She flipped through my evidence like a chef inspecting top-shelf ingredients. Kids? No. House? Shared but titled correctly. Prenup? No. She nodded, all calculation. Texas fault matters. Adultery matters. You've got documentation. We'll file today. Meanwhile, freeze joint accounts, change every password, move valuables, and, this is important, do not act like a man unhinged. Cool heads win. Her team spun into motion. Petitions, restraining orders, disclosures, clockwork. The last conversation. When I got home, Sienna was at the kitchen table with a mug like it could keep her afloat. She wanted to talk. I let her. She cycled through the script. Lonely, pressure at work, Adrian, there for her. We could try therapy. We could fix this. Just give me a week. No, I said. Clean, final, 3 times. She packed 2 suitcases in 20 minutes. At the door, she tried for a goodbye speech. I raised a hand. There was nothing left to say. The latch clicked. 5 years reduced to that sound. Mr. Whitmore, my 70-something neighbor, trimmed roses and said nothing. Perfect. Consequences. With a letterhead Marina's lawyer, Victor Lang moved like a blitz. Motions, subpoenas, expense trails. Adrian's corporate world went fluorescent room bright. Internal audit, employment law, HR's worst nightmare. Boards tolerate a lot from high flyers. They don't tolerate sexual harassment risk in the C-suite. Adrian's charisma wilted under sworn statements and policy manuals. The board's chair, glasses adjusted, questions sharpened, started asking how client entertainment charges looked exactly like extramarital getaways. At Voss Dynamics, the term strategic sabbatical appeared. Translation, you're done. Rip out the rot. I couldn't sleep in that room. So I didn't keep the room. I wrestled the mattress and box spring down the stairs, hauled them to the dump, and watched a compactor eat the bed where my marriage died. Closure, hydraulic style. Gwen's crew sanded the floors to clean wood and laid on the shine. I painted the walls slate storm blue. Nothing beige, nothing safe, nothing chosen to please a future buyer. Mine. New frame, new sheets, new pillows, quiet as a held breath. That night I slept. Boundaries built like architecture. Dr. Rowan, therapist, practical as a contractor, talked about boundaries like load-bearing walls. Think doors with locks, she said. You choose who holds the keys. Homework. Write personal rules and keep them for a week. I don't explain my no. I don't chase people who hurt me. I don't rescue what chooses to drown. The test came quick. Sienna called about a deposit issue and wanted me to handle it. The old me would have driven over with a toolbox and a checkbook. That doesn't work for me, I said, and hung up. She called back. I didn't answer. It felt strange and powerful. Add good weight. With room in my head again, I re-signed for something I'd put off, tutoring at the community center. Zoe, 9, declared war on fractions. Did she unmarry you? She asked. Yes, I said. That sucks. Then back to pizza slices and denominators. I promised I'd come on Tuesdays. I came on Tuesdays. Marcus, 11, hated word problems. Why can't they just ask, what's 8x7? Because real life hides the question, I said. You figure out what's being asked, then you solve. I heard myself, and it landed somewhere deeper. Saturday hikes became a ritual. A small crew, oaks and dirt, breakfast tacos after. No one needed anything from me but my presence. That was new and I loved it. My parents did what they do. Fed me pozole, sent me home with a snake plant. Practically impossible to kill, my mom said, and didn't ask probing questions. That's a kind of love you only understand when you need it. Work, but clear something unlocked at work. Without the noise, numbers made sense again. I dove into a bleeding account, found the slow drip supplier problem, mapped the fix. The client sent bourbon. Omar, my manager, slid me the next mess. I said yes because problems felt like puzzles now, not punishment. I told my team 3 rules. Clear timelines, no heroics, tell the truth early. We got calmer and faster. Holidays without theater. Thanksgiving, pajamas, football, turkey sandwich at noon. No negotiations, no performance. Christmas, small tree, simple lights, gifts people would actually use. I bought myself the ridiculous espresso machine I'd always wanted. Every morning, a perfect cup. Permission to enjoy something just because it made me happy. I replaced our stiff, photogenic couch with a sprawling sectional that looked like a cloud and napped like a dream. My office walls got my diplomas and my childhood baseball cards because they matter to me, not to an audience. The snake plant thrived, a small green trophy for consistency. Omar called me in before Christmas. Promotion, raise, biggest portfolio. Whatever changed, he said, keep it. I knew what changed. I started showing up as myself. The board moves, the pieces fall. Marina texted updates like field reports. Board escalated. Policy enforced. Settlement posture strong. Adrian's sabbatical became official. Marina doubled her foundation's STEM scholarships. Converting fallout to fuel, that's her way. Sienna tried to drag me back into her crises a few times. I let voicemail handle it. Boundaries held. 3 years later. 3 years smoothed the edges. I ran into Katrina, one of Sienna's old friends, in the cereal aisle at H-E-B. She said I looked centered, asked if I'd heard from Sienna. No. She filled the silence anyway. Sienna bounced around, startups and moves. Adrian vanished from the company. Marina's foundation grew. I went back to choosing between Honey Nut Cheerios and organic cardboard and realized that not knowing felt peaceful. Home looked like me. The slate blue walls were just my walls now. The espresso machine hummed its contented little airplane. The giant couch held a stack of books nobody else needed to approve. The snake plant had babies. On the porch at dusk, cup in hand, I listened to kids laughing somewhere down the block and thought about Wednesday's early hike, Thursday's tutoring, Friday's team review. A life built of small good things I actually chose. I don't keep score anymore. Not against Sienna, not against Adrian. The best revenge isn't their suffering. It's a life that fits. Strong legs on a steep trail. A solved problem at work. A kid who suddenly gets fractions. Parents who send you home with too much food. Friends who text about sunrise trailheads and whether gas station tacos count. They do. Recovery didn't mean darkness vanished. It meant I learned where to put lights, how to draw the lines, and who gets keys. I'm Jude. That Tuesday broke my old life. Everything after that I built.